Hello, my name is Daki Maemoto from Myanmar, Japan. I'd like to talk about adaptive clustering control for energy harvesting wide sensor networks with non-uniform energy harvesting rate. This is the outline of my presentation. First, I will talk about the background to this work, power saving wide sensor networks and energy harvesting wide sensor networks for prolonging network lifetime. Second, I will talk about related work to this study, energy harvesting aware geographic adaptive utility (EHGF) and its problems. Then I will propose clustering control scheme based on energy harvest rate to overcome the problem with conventional EHGF. And then I will show the evaluation results and finally conclusions. Recently, wide sensor networks have attracted attention from various fields. However, wide sensor networks have some problems such as short network lifetime due to power depletion at the sensor nodes. So, wide sensor networks require power saving technique and long network lifetime. For power saving technique, cluster-based network has been studied to suppress power consumption for data transmissions. However, in cluster-based network, the communication load concentrates at the cluster head, and this leads to early power depletion at the cluster heads. So, cluster-based network requires periodic cluster selection and rotation, that is called the clustering technique in this study, to prolong network lifetime. On the other hand, for prolonging network lifetime, energy harvesting wide sensor network has been studied. However, geographically non-uniform harvest rate conditions, such as sunny and shade area, causes unstable harvesting power and then non-uniform regional power between clusters. As a result, network lifetime gets shorter. In this work, we study about clustering technique for energy harvesting wide sensor networks and the non-uniform energy harvest rate conditions for achieving long network lifetimes. And for achieving this objective, many researches has been studied, and one of them is energy harvesting aware geographic adaptive utility (EHGF). The EHGF consists of two control phases. The first phase is network area division, which divides the network area into some small areas in order to deploy the cluster head uniformly over the network areas. The second phase is cluster head selection, which selects a node with the largest estimated residual power as a cluster head in order to avoid power depletion during cluster operations. From these functions, EHGF can prolong network lifetime and improve data collection rate. However, under geographical non-uniform energy harvest rate conditions, EHGF causes non-uniform residual power between the nodes since the amount of power consumption is constant at all nodes, in spite of the defined harvesting powers. Furthermore, the cluster heads locating at the low energy harvest rate area are likely to deplete their own power resources. As a result, network lifetime gets shorter and data collection rate degrades due to increase in isolated sensor nodes. Against these problems, the research objectives are prolonging network lifetime by sharing communication load among cluster heads and improving data collection rate. For achieving these objectives, we propose clustering control scheme based on available consuming power, which shares the communication load based on available consuming power and mitigates channel access collision at heavy loaded clusters. The basic feature of proposed scheme are uniform cluster head deployment, selecting energy harvest node with long-term operation as a cluster heads, communication load sharing based on available consuming power, and channel access control based on communication load. So, the proposed scheme consists of 4 control phases. The first phase is network area division, second is cluster selection, third is adaptive cluster size control, and the fourth is adaptive back window control. Then, network area division and cluster selection are the almost same control for EHGF. However, unlike EHGF, in cluster selection, we newly employed estimated available consuming power as a selection criteria. In this phase, the cluster heads are selected every round, which is predefined time durations, and then the estimated available consuming power is sum of residual power at the start of current round and estimated harvesting power during current round, like these equations. Then estimated harvesting power employs harvesting power during last rounds. Next, I will talk about newly introduced third and fourth phases in proposed scheme, adaptive class size control and adaptive back window control. In adaptive class size control, its objective is communication load sharing based on estimated available consuming power. For sharing the communication load, the proposed scheme controls class size, which determines the number of subordinate sensor nodes based on estimated available consuming powers. And in cluster size setting, for the cluster head with large estimated available consuming power, the cluster head enlarge its cluster size so as to accommodate large communication load. In contrast, for the cluster head with small estimated available consuming power, the cluster head shrink its cluster size to reduce communication load. At specific cluster size control, the proposed scheme controls beacon transmission power at the cluster heads, since the sensor nodes generally select the connecting cluster heads based on beacon reception power transmitted from surrounding cluster heads. And then, in this work, we employed two levels of beacon transmission power, P standard and P lows. And then the cluster head selects the beacon power from these two levels by employing threshold control for estimated available consuming power. In this control, the threshold value is average estimated available consuming power over all cluster heads multiplied by predefined control parameter alpha, like these equations. And then, in this control, if the cluster head has the smaller estimated available consuming power than threshold, the cluster head selects the small beacon transmission power. And in contrast, if the cluster head has a larger available consuming power than threshold, the cluster head selects the large beacon transmission power, like these equations. In proposed adaptive class size control, however, the cluster head with expanded class size have a risk of degradation in data collection rate caused from large channel access collisions. So the cluster head with expanded class size need to suppress the channel access collision and these performance degradations. And for suppressing channel access collision, we propose adaptive back window control for CSMACA channel access as the fourth phase in proposed schemes. Then CSMACA normally employs back-off window, which gives a random delayed time for data transmission in order to avoid channel access collisions. Then this back-off window is given by back-off exponent, that's so-called BE, and then this control controls the value of BE range, BE min, and BE max based on cluster size. In BE control, for the cluster with large communication load, that is large beacon transmission power, the BE range is set to be large in order to avoid channel access collisions. In contrast, for the cluster with small communication load, the small value is set for the BE range. At specific BE control, the cluster employs the cluster head selects the BE range from predefined sets, and then we employed two sets of BE range, BE min high standard to BE max high standard, and BE min high to BE max height. And then for the cluster head with large beacon transmission power, the large BE range is selected, and for the cluster head with small beacon transmission power, the small BE range is selected by using these equations. Next, we evaluate the performance for the proposed scheme compared with conventional EHGF. And this slide shows the simulation model used in evaluations. Due to time limitation, I have to skip this explanation of this slide. This figure shows data collection rate performance for the proposed scheme, orange lines, and for the conventional EHGF, blue lines. And the horizontal axis shows the network operating times. The proposed scheme achieves higher data collection rate for longer network operating time than conventional EHGF. However, the proposed scheme employs both adaptive class size control and adaptive back window control, degrade its performance slightly compared with the proposed scheme only employing adaptive class size control with fixed large BE range. And this figure shows the transmission delay performance. The proposed scheme achieves shorter transmission delay performance than conventional HGAF. Furthermore, the proposed scheme, employing both adaptive class size control and adaptive back window control, achieves shorter transmission delay performance. The proposed scheme employs only adaptive class size control with fixed large B range. From these evaluation results, the proposed scheme employs both adaptive class size control and adaptive back window control, achieve high data collection rate performance while avoiding transmission delay degradations, so that this proposed scheme has the best transmission performance. And this figure shows the network lifetime performance, which is defined as the time duration satisfying the data collection rate over 95% for varying network traffic loads. The performance for both proposed and conventional scheme decreases with increasing network traffic load, and the difference in proposed scheme is slightly small. However, the proposed scheme achieves longer network lifetime performance than conventional HGAF. In conclusions, we have investigated about clustering technique for energy harvesting wide sensor networks and the geographical non-uniform energy harvest rate conditions to prolong network lifetime. And then we have proposed clustering control scheme based on energy harvesting rate, which consists of adaptive class size control and adaptive back window control. From evaluation results, the proposed scheme achieves higher data collection rate and longer network lifetime than conventional HGAF. So the proposed scheme is effective for the energy harvesting wide sensor networks under such harvesting conditions. That's all. Thank you for listening.